If you haven't joined our mailing list, please sign up because we want to connect with you personally. You can do so very easily. It only takes a few seconds of your time to enter in your name, email address, and click sign up. It's that simple. God bless and good day, everybody. To those who are returning, welcome back. If this is your first time here, thanks for tuning in. We are going to get into something I think you will both like and enjoy. Before we get into today's topic, please share, follow, and subscribe. We are on all the major social media platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook, and others. If you have not joined our mailing list, please sign up because we want to connect with you personally. You can do so very easily. The sign up link, our social media links, and other valuable information can be found in the description. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So today I want to just give you a video about one of my favorite plugins. This plugin, man, it's definitely one of those plugins that I think was popular at one point, but then it kind of just kind of got away from the spotlight, which is okay. I'm glad I found it when I did. And for those who mix a lot of acoustic drum kits, you know how vital a gate is when it comes to mixing and attempting to isolate the different instruments. And I've tried numerous plugins from different manufacturers, different kind of gates, this gate, that gate, and I've tried things on various channel strips. And some of them did a decent job. I will say that some of them did a very decent job. But this plugin has, in my own opinion, has taken the cake. I don't think there's a more effective gating plugin on the market. And if you think there's something better than this, hey, please put your comments down below and tell me that there are more effective plugins than the one I'm going to show you right now. So today's plugin that we have is Silencer by Black Salt Audio. Now, I just want to get right into the audio. So I'm going to play without it and then with it. So here's a sample of a kick track that I have here. And the kick track has no processing on it. I have a couple of plugins, but they are bypassed. And I'm going to play it just as it is in raw form. So here we go. Now, it's not terrible. It's not a terrible recording. It is fairly decent. It's a fairly decent recording. Now, I'm going to engage the silencer plugin. And I want you to really hear the difference. Now, there are, like I said before, there are so many different gating plugins on the market, but this has absolutely taken the cake for me. I mean, this is my new go-to uh, isolation plugin when it comes to isolating snares and and uh, and and in this case a kick drum or even toms. To me, this is an unmatched plugin. And for all of my mixing engineers out there, if you don't have this plugin, I really uh, implore you to go and get this plugin because it is a game changer. And I have talked about a lot of plugins on this channel, but this one I really believe is a diamond. It is gold. If you do not have this plugin and you mix a lot of genres that has drum kits in it, do yourself a favor and get this, because what I found in my experience using this plugin that I been finding myself using less samples, and I do have a snare sample in this song, and it adds a flavor to it that is necessary for the record. But if I were to delete that sample track, it would be just fine, because that's one of the reasons why a lot of engineers replace drum kits, not only because of poor mic placement, and which results in poor isolation, but because of the the quality that you're getting. So if you want a more professional sounding kit, you usually replace those. But for those who invest in time and tone and drums, those producers and drummers generally like the tone that they get their from their kits, and they spend time tuning. And as a mix engineer, we want to honor that as much as possible. And when you want to retain that tonality but get great isolation, this is your plugin right here. I won't dive too deep into this, but I do want to go over some just simple parameters. It's a very intuitive and very easy to use plugin. These here are 4 different icons. You have your kick icon, your snare top, snare bottom, and your toms, which are self-explanatory. And those are just simply different ways in which the plugin reacts to those different percussive elements. This is your reduction, how much you want to reduce the noise by your deep bleed. And you have your length here, and you have your ghost, and you have your side chain, and you have your output level. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into this, but I will say this is definitely your best friend, and it makes all the difference. Now I want to do the same thing, but on a snare track. So I'm going to bypass this. All right, so let's bypass and see what we have before. So this is without the plugin. All right, let's solo this. Computer is glitching out a little bit. because of the CPU, which is okay. And I know exactly what that's about, but I'm probably going to edit that out. Okay, so here is without a here's with. And what I love about this plugin, that it has a feature here that it's labeled Ghost, and that is really one of the separators of the gates, because for those who don't know, a gate is to open and close once a certain decibel is reached. If it's below that threshold where it's set, then it just gets attenuated or even eliminated. Now, excuse me about that. So, again, once it's below that threshold which you set, it'll close. And that happens a lot. I ran into that issue a whole lot when it comes to ghost notes and trying to retain ghost notes, but still trying to isolate the sound source of the snare. And this plugin actually, when this function is engaged, it helps you to retain those ghost notes. And as you heard on that buildup, you actually heard the lower notes on the buildup versus gates generally completely cut out the signal. You probably would have heard the latter two notes of the snare versus the entire buildup of the snare. And that's why I love this plugin. It really, really helps isolate those drums in such an effective way. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes of the plugin or algorithm they're using. I just know that it's effective at what it does. Generally, I just kind of generally kind of tweak the settings until it sounds right, and then I just leave it alone, or sometimes I'll print it out with the plugin on there, and then continue to process the source material from there. If you like and enjoy our content, please share, follow, and subscribe. We are on social media platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook, and others.